Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So I just want to address a commenter on this channel who said that the Exoticals United community is basically the oppression Olympics. It's funny how black women who are unambiguous and have a darker complexion with 4C hair, they can talk about their issues. White women get to talk about their issues. Asian women can talk about their issues. The Latin American community can talk about their issues. But suddenly, if you are a mixed multiracial black woman or you are a lighter skinned black woman, you're just playing the oppression Olympics. And I've noticed that when people do that, they are just trying to get you to be quiet. They just want to silence you because they don't like hearing your side of the story. It reminds me of the reaction to Dark Girls versus the reaction to the Light Girls documentary. So for the Dark Girls documentary, it's, oh my God, I feel so validated. I feel so heard. I feel so seen. This is great. And then with the Light Girls documentary, suddenly it's, you didn't need to do this. You were just pandering. Oh, that was unnecessary to do that. Why is it unnecessary for you to talk about your personal struggles because you happen to have a lighter skin tone? Why is it unnecessary for you to talk about your issues because you're mixed race? Just because someone is mixed race, just because someone has a lighter skin tone than you, it doesn't automatically mean that they don't suffer from things like oppression or racism or being gaslit. I talk about those things on this channel all the time. A lot of mixed women face anti-blackness, in my opinion, just as much as, if not more than, unambiguous women, because for an MLS woman, a lot of unambiguous women themselves feel like it's okay to, talk down on someone like light skinned Keisha, or talk down on someone like Miss Mulatto, or talk down on someone like Tyla. I've seen people talk bad about Tyla's lips. I've seen people talk bad about Doja Cat, or like saying that she has a big forehead or she has an egg-shaped head. Or, I've seen people say that we are ramen noodle head ass bitches, talking crap about our hair textures, saying that our type 3 hair is cursed. So I'm playing the oppression Olympics when all I'm doing is standing up against anti-mixed race rhetoric. Just admit that you're racist against mixed people and call it a day. And have you guys also noticed how sometimes unambiguous monoracials, whether it's black men or black women, they'll try to come onto my channel and they will attempt to derail my conversations? Those are the types of comments that I delete, by the way. Anyone who comes into my comment section trying to derail the conversation or trying to invalidate our talking points that we talk about in this community, they will instantly be deleted and banned from the channel. Because why are people coming to this channel specifically to try to derail it? I don't see you doing that in black empowerment spaces. I don't see you going to white women's channels and trying to derail their conversations. I don't see you going to Asian women's channels or Latin American people's channels, but I do see you guys trying to date their brothers. I do see you guys divesting and trying to date them. And it's like, okay, if you tell us to get out of your space, why would you then get mad that we got out of your space and then say, oh, this is the oppression Olympics? Or, since we're making our own separate space here, why would you leave your space, the unambiguous black empowerment community, and then come over to my space talking about what you're going through? It's like, okay, this is not even the channel for unambiguous monoracial people to discuss their issues, and that's fine. You guys are valid when it comes to discussing your issues, but I would say you can do that on your YouTube channels. You can do that in your own communities. Why is there always a need for people who are not a part of our community to kind of follow us around everywhere we go? Has anyone ever noticed that? Even if you look at Black history, a lot of the Black history icons are actually mixed race people. They're multiracial, biracial, maybe they have a lighter complexion, etc. And have you ever noticed how suddenly, when it comes to our accomplishments, skin tone and hair texture and your background, it doesn't matter as long as you're making unambiguous people look good? But let that person begin to embrace their racial mixture, then suddenly they become an enemy. So I've noticed there's like this love-hate relationship with us. It makes me think about women like Cardi B. I remember when Cardi B first came out, she was funny. She was kind of the funny ratchet girl or whatever. A lot of black unambiguous women were supporting her because they could relate to her. But then when Cardi B began to really embrace her Latin heritage even more and like promote that kind of stuff in her music and stuff, then suddenly people were like, oh, F you, like you're not really black. And especially when Cardi B, I think she like won her first Grammy or something a long time ago, or was nominated for different awards and stuff, then suddenly she became like this enemy to a lot of unambiguous people. And that kind of reminds me of this YouTube channel where it's like, okay, Nobody had a problem when us light skins or us quote unquote mixed race people, MLS people, no one had a problem when we were kind of muling for the unambiguous black community and making the unambiguous black community look better, or, acting as their beauty standard, or even straight up building for them. I'm talking Colin Kaepernick, I'm talking Jesse Williams, I'm talking about Zendaya or other people who were kind of like these savior figures. I've noticed that a lot of people, they look to us to be their saviors. Have you guys ever noticed that? In the unambiguous monoracial dark skinned black community, they tend to look to lighter skinned people, mixed race people to be their saviors. And this is because they view us as being naturally higher up on some sort of social hierarchy. They view us as having more privileges than them. And so because of that, they want our privilege, they want it to kind of trickle down to them, or they want us to pull them up on our shoulders. And honestly, I don't actually feel like if you are a mixed race that, oh, you're automatically, no matter what you do, you're just going to have a better life than a person who's unambiguous. I actually don't believe that. I believe that everybody has power and autonomy within their own selves to succeed. And I also think that other things can come into play, such as wealth. For example, who do you think lives a more privileged life? LeBron James's son or some random white kid that grew up in a trailer park? I mean, that's not even a question at that point. So I feel like this obsession with everything being focused on race, I just feel like that's only one nuance to a bigger piece of the puzzle. And that's all I'm trying to talk about on here. And it's funny because somebody else came on here one time and she got banned from the channel, but she was like, oh, you're not talking about how mixed people participated in colorism. First of all, I never said that a mixed person has not participated in colorism on this channel. Secondly, this channel is not about how mixed people have participated in colorism. This channel is about how our interactions with the unambiguous black community in particular have shaped our views of ourselves. This channel is about validating mixed people. This channel is about us being seen and heard. We already have been stereotyped as being colorists. Everybody already knows that if you're lighter skinned, people are automatically going to assume you're a colorist because you don't understand what it's like to be dark skinned and unambiguous. So that's why people will assume you're a colorist. So why would I, as a mixed race person, come on to YouTube and make my whole channel about a negative stereotype about my own people? That doesn't even make logical sense. And so that's why that person got banned, because it's like, no, YouTube is a free platform. I can create whatever content I see fit for my community. And why would I base my whole channel on negative stereotypes about myself? No, this channel is about trying to rid ourselves of as many negative stereotypes as possible, and we are trying to preserve or keep or create positive stereotypes about our people group. That would be like if I said black women empowerment channels should only talk about all of the negative things that black women do. Well, no, they don't have to talk about that, because from their perspective, everybody's already against them or whatever, or like people are already calling out their flaws. So why would they then participate in calling out their own flaws even more? And that's exactly how I feel about mixed women. It's funny how we can understand all of these concepts when you're talking about the unambiguous community, but suddenly when you're talking about the mixed race community, now you don't understand anything that I'm saying. It's the situational hypocrisy for me. Anyway, have you guys ever had someone try to gaslight you or silence you or make you feel like you're delusional for going through anything negative when it comes to your interactions in the black community? And it's funny because another person one time, she was like, why do you mainly talk about the black community on your channel? Because that's the one race that all of us on this channel have in common, is blackness. Some of us are black and white, some of us are black and Asian, and other mixes, but what we all have in common is our blackness. So why would I not talk about our interactions with the black community when that is the one thing that all of us across the board can relate to? Anyway, have you guys ever had people gaslight you or try to invalidate you? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.